Look, if you guys are finally ready to give up that fish fillet from McDonald's, this is the perfect video for you. This beer battered fish sandwich topped off with this Cajun remoulade is going to be the best fish sandwich you ever had, hands down. Now let me show you guys how to get down. Now let's get straight to it. It's going to be a pretty simple ingredients list. They'll all be listed in the caption below. The star of the show though is going to be this beer. Choose your favorite one. So to prepare the dredge for this fried fish sandwich, you want to get into a large bowl, about a couple cups of all-purpose flour. I'm actually separating it into two bowls here because I'm going to use one for the dry dredge and one for the wet. So to that 1 cup of flour that's going to be in each bowl, I added about a cup of cornstarch as well. We're going to hit both bowls with some all-purpose seasoning and one bowl with the lemon-based seasoning as well, which is just a mix of like lemon pepper and Old Bay. What you're looking for in the all-purpose seasoning is pretty much just salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. So if you don't have these ingredients like me, you can just head to the store and get those ingredients. It's simple math. Don't overthink it. I'm telling y'all, I got y'all. But yeah, make sure you season that flour and cornstarch mixture heavily. You want to make sure that you can actually see the seasonings in the flour and cornstarch mixture. Once it's well combined, you want to go ahead and crack open whatever your favorite beer is. I tend to find the lagers to be the best. So you can use a Modelo, a Corona, or whatever your favorite is. Now, if you don't have beer, you can also replace it with some carbonated soda or some club soda as well. And give that a good mix until everything's well combined and it's a consistency like this, not too thick, not too loose. All right, so now we're gonna work on the toppings for the sandwich. I got this romaine heart and I'm just gonna slice it in half and then shred it all up. I like to shred my lettuce because instead of just having one big lettuce leaf, that's gonna break you and get a lot in one bite and a little in the next. The shredded lettuce just gives you more in each bite. Then you're gonna go ahead and slice up a tomato into whatever 1/4-inch thick slices. And now for the main attraction, we got the cod. I have some cod loins here. I made sure that these were clean and I patted them dry, hit them with a little bit of lemon juice to knock that smell that cod usually has. Then I'm gonna take and I'm gonna slice about maybe 4 to 5 ounce pieces of this cod loin. I'm really just trying to get it to be the perfect size to fit on the brioche buns that I have. I'm also trying to make sure that I cut it as even as possible to make sure that it's not a piece that's too much thick on one side and too thin on the other side, just so that it can cook more evenly. And cod just happens to be my favorite fish for this preparation, but you can use whatever thick, hearty white fish that you choose. So after I got these all cut up or sliced up, I'm gonna hit them with some salt and pepper. That's it. You don't need much more because keep in mind we seasoned that flour and cornstarch in that beer batter already. Let that sit for about 15 minutes on its own, and then we're gonna start to dredge these things. So you wanna get that salt and pepper seasoned cod into that flour and cornstarch mixture first. Coating it in this mixture first is gonna help the wet batter to adhere to it. So I coated all my pieces, set them on a drying rack before I went to batter everything. Because when you go to batter everything, it's just gonna go straight from the batter into the oil. So just flour these things up and then just set them aside. Now you can let these sit for an additional 15 minutes just to let that flour and cornstarch adhere. So these are the ingredients that we're gonna use for the Cajun remoulade. We're gonna go in here with some mayo, some Duke's mayo, of course, some yellow mustard. And of course, I can put specific measurements for these ingredients in here, but I really like to eyeball these. So the mayo, the mustard, I got some hot sauce and lemon juice. I always like to cut a cheek off of the lemon, which is like the side of the lemon, so that I don't get a bunch of seeds in it when I'm trying to squeeze it into whatever I'm using it for. Now we're just gonna season this up with a little bit of this lemon-based seasoning. Like I said earlier, it's like a lemon pepper and Old Bay mixture. Of course, there's more to it, but those are the basic ingredients. And you won't go wrong if that's what you're using. So give that a really good mix. Make sure that everything's well incorporated. And then now you have this nice Cajun remoulade to top with your fish sandwich with. This is also really good for any other fish preparation that you do, any other fried fish dish. I love to use it for. All right, so now for the fish. We got that fish that we coated in the flour and cornstarch. Dip it into that beer batter. And remember, right from the beer batter into the oil. I like to carefully hold on to mine and wade it through the oil a little bit because if you just drop it straight in, it's gonna go straight to the bottom and probably just stick to the bottom of the pot. So wade it through the oil and then release it. Same thing with this one, except I'm moving it around even more just to make sure that I don't get it to stick to the one that I just put in the pot. I'm frying these fish fillets at about 350 degrees in a wok. I like to use a wok when I'm frying just because there's more room to fry everything. It's also great with even heat distribution, and the fillets come out looking beautiful like this. Clearly, I couldn't decide if I wanted to say beautiful or beautifully, but y'all knew what I meant. But anyway, you want to fry these things up for about 6 to 8 minutes, depending on how thick the cod loin that you had was, or until it's a beautiful and golden brown like this. Then you just want to set them aside on a rack to drain the excess grease off. I don't want to put it on paper towel because if you let it sit on the paper towel, then it can also get soggy on the bottom. So give it that room to have the air coming from beneath it so that it'll stay dry. At this point, it's time for us to build our sandwich. So we're going to go with the toasted brioche buns and put a little bit of that Cajun remoulade on the bottom, some of the shredded lettuce that we worked on earlier, and of course, a couple slices of those beautiful tomatoes that we had. Don't forget to season that tomato, y'all, with a little bit of salt and pepper. All right, so next we're going to go with that fish fillet, some cheddar or yellow American cheese. Hit that top bun with a little bit more of that remoulade and just top it with that top bun. And oh my God, I honestly think that I could eat a fish sandwich over a chicken sandwich any day as long as it's prepared right. These look amazing. They taste amazing. They have that great spice from the Cajun remoulade. Although we did a beer batter, it's still very light tasting. Slice this thing up in the middle so that you can see that beautiful cross section. And you can tell that it has that really crisp exterior to it. I bet you the last time you went to McDonald's, you got a really dry piece of fish, but look how moist that one is. Now all that's left to do is give it a taste. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the love you guys show me. You already know it's a wrap. Let's go.